Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da, bum, ba-da-da. Bum, ba-da, bum, 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 ba-da, bum. Ba-da, ba-da, bum, ba, ba-da, bum, ba-da, 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 bum. Bum, ba-da-da-da, bum, bum. Here's Johnny. Thank you, Ed. Hey there. Hi, social media family. Been of any subscribers and or as well any visitors to that been of my own YouTube social media channel and or likewise chat room or comment section. How are you all doing? Well, hopefully everyone is feeling well, whatever. That is on a positive note, that is. Hopefully your day and or your night, depending upon which time zone that you're living in, is hopefully everyone's feeling pretty good or great. Well, hopefully much better than what I myself been that my person had felt like last. And I'm still pretty much so feeling a little bit up under the weather. For some reason or another, being I choose not to go into the specific details thereof. For obvious and or evident reasons and or purposes for my person having said so, being a wish to prove to have become a no-brainer. Read between the lines, fill in the blanks, and because now I have many more haters and or stalkers than what I myself have had before. Okay? That's my watch. Yeah, especially with my person now living as a tenant in one of the worst neighborhoods. Need I say more? You all have heard that of my own personal sad sex story for the longest. Well, some of you all, a person among yourselves, if not all. And if I were to reiterate or repeat myself in due regard in reference to some such matters, then I would have to give the Cliff Notes that excuse me. Prince P continued regularly by my competitors how the Prince Doctor took to confuse my speech. I would have to give your person the Cliff Notes version, is what I meant to say. In due regard, not only out of respect for persons who have heard it a number of times, more than enough, but also, out of respect for persons who have not heard it as yet, so they could know. That's why I said the Cliff Notes version, the shorter abbreviated adaptation, to the full length, blah, 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 yada, 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 woo, woo, woo. And as the very reason why I'm here now where I'm at is being because the neighbor from damn hell flipped the script upon me for having complained about him to the management and as well to the police a number of times about his daily and nightly violations of his apartment rental lease. After I had gone through the proper policies and procedures, a protocol to state my grievances, as well as his total disrespect for my rights and privileges as a fellow neighbor, and whereas he convinced the management of the building to give me the walking papers that he should have received, something similar to an eviction notice being a non-renewal of apartment rental lease agreement mental of documented paperwork, and whereas they were hoodwinked and confusing me with him, and from there I got booted out of a building where I was at previously to move to this one and out of a much better neighborhood compared to where I'm at now for a worse one. And there's your Cliff Notes version of it. And moving right along. But then tonight, the present social media content of a broadcast video, and as it would complement that I last mentioned, more or less, for the basic intro, regardless of whether or not I have typed it into the footnotes as well, is dealing with something of a similar nature. This is regarding, I'm making reference to a black rancher out there somewhere in the state of Colorado who is being harassed, intimidated, and or persecuted by his white neighbors or fellow ranchers. I mean, imagine that in the state of Colorado, you know, and whereas I myself personally was not so familiar with, the state of Colorado being that racist. Not that all white persons are racist. You have good and bad in all races of peoples. But then I just consider myself as belonging to the human race. I don't consider myself as being either black or white. Just an American, you know. Well, that much more a believer in God as in Christian, aka Protestant, I suppose so-called Jehovah's Witness, or suppose the so-called Latter-day Saint. Neither nor am I Catholic, Protestant, as I was saying, stated for the record much earlier. No, I don't consider myself as being of any, religious cult member, to put it like that. And getting back to the original topic of discussion, as a backtrack here, reason on purpose of being, or so that I can go on with the following to continue from where I went that my person had last left off, so I can finish up, as in complete a former previous supplied line of thought. So here it is, this black rancher, as I'm hearing it, but then I have researched some of such matters, all the same on my own, to do my own homework, as well as I had, gotten the lowdown, the 411, with second and third parties, or the intel or basic info, whereas he's being harassed himself, him and his wife, by his white neighbors or fellow ranchers, whereas he's supposed to have a fairly large, size, a cross between small and extremely large. He has a fairly large farm ranch, quite a bit of a spread. And his white neighbors or fellow ranchers are attempting to make his life a living damn hell. Similar to, neighbors from damn hell, what I had and still have become subjected to experiencing from past and present neighbors from damn hell, especially where I'm at now, the worst neighborhood. But getting back to him, being a black rancher in Colorado, I mean, they are doing a number of things to attempt to make his life a living damn hell. They're rather, like how should I put it? Insane. That's ignorant, insane, or stupid and sick 2-cent power plays, from possibly burning some such of his harvest crops, to poisoning his farm animals, to even threatening his own life, that is his life and the life of his wife, And whereas this black rancher had moved to farm that is to somewhere down south, to acquire his farmland that he made a purchase of, to get away from the city. And here it is. It's like as if he never moved out of the city, because now he's being harassed by some racist redneck white ranchers, as some of such give him on time, that is being of his fellow neighbors. Is that crazy or what? Really now? I mean, when I first heard this news story, I was like, wow, that is like totally ridiculous. The man decides to move with his wife out of the city to try to, try his hand at farm living. And here it is, his fellow neighbors of white ranchers are coming off like some racist redneck pukes. That's disgusting. It makes me want to puke, I mean, he himself is with his wife trying to live the American dream, and he has to put up with all that crazy crap coming from the local citizens council. That's a code name for KKK, Ku Klux Klan, or crazy cluckers, as I would call them, in a nickname I give them, or cuckoo crazy cluckers or crazy cuckoo cluckers, you know. Remind me of certain ones of my neighbors of Willie Lynch letter. They're the ones who are even worse, crazy cuckoo cluckers if they are fulfilling the Willie Lynch letter to do the job of white people's racist redneck closet clan for them for little nothing and prove themselves to be even more crazy persons or characters, you know. Yeah. But anyway, though, getting back to the Black Rancher. So they done a number of things to attempt to make him and his wife lives a living damn hell. And when he were to report some of such criminal incidents to the local police, the sheriff and deputy, etc., turns out that some of them are, you know, showing their true colors, how much they themselves are in cahoots with the racist redneck pukes, his white neighbors or fellow ranchers, you know. I mean, is that crazy or what? You know, I'm like, whoa, he damned if he do, he damned if he don't. Try to do the right thing, you know. I mean, what's up with that? You know, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we are living in modern times, and yet you have these dinosaur-turds. Notice the name title to this social media content. The social media content of a broadcast of video to complement that of the content thereof. I mean, we're living in modern times. You still have these dinosaur-turds. You're stuck on stupid, brain dead, brainless, dark age or cave era cavemen and cave woman, Stone Age era cavemen and cave woman is what I meant to say. Coming off showing how prehistoric they can be, or in other words, to use a appropriate word, pre-civil rights movement era they can be themselves. It just don't make any sense, you know. I mean, I must give credit where it is due so far as the Black Rancher and his wife, you know, because I don't know if I can handle that as much, you know. Whereas I'm going through enough changes with these you know, certain black neighbors coming against their own, you know, black race of people's persons, you know, fulfilling that Willie Lynch letter for where I'm at now, for a worse neighborhood being, which is, you know, a predominantly black or predominantly ethnic minority one and more poverty stricken, more crime ridden compared to where I was living at before for a multiracial and less poverty stricken, less crime ridden one. But thanks to a neighbor from damn hell, the likes of their kind, whereas I got booted out of a better neighborhood and voila, here I am now. But getting back to the Black Ranch, and I had already explained that to whoever during the Cliff Note version of how I wound it up here and ended up where I'm at now. But anyway, so this Black Rancher is having to put up with all of this stupid and sick nonsense, you know, even so much as to add insult to injury, whereas his fellow neighbors, the white ranchers, have threatened to lynch him and his wife if ever given the mind, the means, and the chance to do so. Whereas from there, he himself has had to contemplate seriously thinking to get others involved. That's including to hire, you know, some such others, you know, regardless of whether or not they wanted to live on the ranch, to become hired hands and possibly packing lethal weapons or firearms just in case, you know, things really get out of hand or get that much more volatile or escalate to, or rather use the appropriate word, deviate to a worse level depravity or delirium or delusion, you know. Person like that are delusional, you know. They have severe mental disorders, serious mental problems like certain neighbors of mine, you know. I mean, that's why they're called cuckoo birds, you know. Yeah, so they're doing all this crazy stuff to make this black ranchers that him and his wife lives a living damn hell, you know. Really now. Seriously though? And why? Oh, I'll tell you why. Man, that because you're black. You're black. You're black. Yeah, you're black. Oh, you're black. And black is evil. You're black. That's why you're black. Then what about the Jewish? Oh yeah, that 6-point star remind me of some black gangbangers like the Black Gangster Disciples. You must be hooked up with the Black Gangster Disciples. I'm of course, you know, trying to be comical about this, you know, in speaking. The last mention. Oh yeah, any white persons who have one of them 6-pointed stars on their church that they call a synagogue, then they must be hooked up with the Black Gangster Disciples. We don't want them in our part of town and bringing down property value. I tell you what, we're gonna get in touch with some of our cousins being of the neo-Nazis and have them paint a swastika on the walls of the Jewish synagogues, as well as we ourselves, among ourselves, as well as we ourselves are cousins to the neo-Nazis, being of the Ku Klux Klan or the crazy cuckoo cluckers, are going to burn crosses on the house lawns of blacks who have moved into the neighborhood, who have moved out our way, then just go back to wherever it is they come from, or go back to Africa for that matter. We're going to burn crosses on their house lawns to let them know that they're not welcome in this part of town, especially if some of our parts of towns are some of those get out of town before sundown, racist, redneck, crazy cuckoo cluckers parts of towns. Because we honor tradition, and we don't care for anybody tearing down some of our statues of our Confederate heroes. Now, I don't mean to sound like some kind of racist, because I'm not compared to others who could possibly be among ourselves. I'm just trying to follow in the tradition of my ancestors, you know. You know how those blacks are, those blacks and those browns, the blacks and Hispanics. They're really good for nothing, just good for smoking the wacko weed and having babies and collecting government money with the welfare checks and everything. And then they go on a drinking and drugging spree, and we don't want none of that crack cocaine and crystal meth flooding our communities. And then they leave the garbage, the trash, anywhere and everywhere. I mean, the city sidewalks are littered with garbage or trash. I mean, you would think that they would have a mind, at least half a mind, to use those waste baskets or trash containers or city dumpsters, but they act like they don't even see some of sudden. They just throw the garbage or trash, anywhere and everywhere. And then the youngins want to cuss out the teachers. No, we don't want them here. And take the gangbangers and drug pushers and dope dealers and closet rapists and closet pedophiles with you. As if the racist rednecks who discredit their own white or Caucasian race of people's persons don't have the likes among their own. You know, come to think of it, last I had checked, there are more, drug pushers and dope dealers and closet rapists and closet pedophiles among the crazy cuckoo cluckers, as well as among the nutty nappers, code name for neo-Nazis, the nutty nappers. Then there are among the many different ethnic minorities, nutty nappers for the neo-Nazis, as well as the code name otherwise crazy cuckoo cluckers, or Citizens Council of the KKK, for the Citizens Council of the KKK. Yeah. You're black. You're black, so you must be evil. Can I help it that I was? But then I don't consider myself black or white. I'm a mixed breed, But then I don't even consider myself so much as that compared to how much more I consider myself as an American citizen. And not to mention, first and foremost, as a believer in God, as in Christian, aka Protestant. Yeah, look at you. You're black. Like I'm responsible. Like I could be held responsible for being born this way. You're black, so you must be evil. I'm black, so I must be evil. Then explain to me, if you're white and you're acting like a crazy cuckoo clucker, then what does that make you? If you're doing the total opposite of how white is supposed to be represented. What was it supposed to be? Purity. It's good and bad in all race people. Yeah, black is evil according to the dictionary or encyclopedia definition. Black is dark. Dark being another name for evil. Black being another name for dark, as well as for evil. And white represents purity, clean, innocent. What's innocent about burning a cross on a black family house line? What's innocent about painting a Nazi swastika on a Jewish synagogue? Come on now. There's good and bad in all races of people's person. No, we don't want you here. Sir, I see that this house in this neighborhood is available. Get me to thinking about, as I reflect upon an Archie Bunker TV show comedy episode, but was more of a serious drama plot at that given moment in time. Some of such are, if not all together. All the Archie Bunker, All in the Family television comedy episode for that particular Hollywood or Hollywood, California television production sitcom series. I call it Hollyweird because most celebrities are weird, as most celebrities, the majority of them have sold their souls to the devil so they can get the bigger bucks, the bigger bang for their bucks, bigger bang of fame, the bigger for their investments of getting into the Hollywood, California movie, television, and music industries. So far as the fame, fortune, and friends, if anything, they get fair weather friends. They don't get real friends. Everybody's trying to get money from them. If anything, most of the time, if there is any few times that they could possibly encounter others that are not trying to, use them as a meal ticket. Yeah. But anyway, imagine that. Sir, I see that this house is available. Yes, I want to move here. Here's all my paperwork, filled out and signed. Well, there's been a change of plans. Why is that? Well, thing is, we have had some previous prospects. You didn't tell me that before. Well, I'm telling you now. It kind of slipped my mind. Could it possibly be because I'm of the black and brown peoples? No, that's not it. No, don't accuse me of being a racist. I told you what I had to tell you. You had to tell me? I told you what you said you had to tell me. No. Forget all that. Just listen to what I'm trying to say. You're being argumentative. I don't want any trouble. Who said I'm here to cause this problem? That's kind of racist, don't you think? No, I wasn't trying to be racist. Oh, so you do acknowledge that you're being some kind of racist? No, no, not really. I don't belong in the Citizen Council of the KKK. Now, where did that come from? Why you just mention it? No, 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 I wasn't trying to start it. I wasn't saying, please, I don't want any trouble. Please just go. You're not welcome here. Why? Because I'm black? Please, I didn't say that. Please just go. I can't rent it out to you. I don't want any trouble. What some of your own are going to threaten you if you rent your place to me? No, I didn't say that. Just go. I don't want any trouble. Please get your black self out of here. See, just come out your mouth. No, no, I'm sorry about that. Just come out. Please go. I mean, there are others that are about to pay me a visit because they don't like that you're being you arguing with me. You're raising a stank. Just because I'm gonna ask about trying to get into this better neighborhood. No, 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 please. Your kind is not wanted. My kind? No, I didn't mean it that way. This is mostly a white neighborhood. Why don't you go somewhere where it's multi-race or better yet, mostly black and brown? So you're saying that you are some kind of no, please hurry, get out of here before they come. The lynch mob is what he's making reference to. Anyway, though, so that's what this here one black rancher in the state of Colorado is having to put up with, the crazy cuckoo cluckers, fellow neighbors of his fellow neighbors of white ranchers. Not that all white people, right? Not that all white persons for their own white race of peoples persons are racist. Then I don't consider myself black or white. As I said before. But anyway, though, I hope that you all. I'm an American citizen. First and foremost, I'm a believer in God as a Christian. But anyway, though, I hope that you all. I'm about to bring this to a close now. I just thought to share this with you all as it comes to mind for some reason or other. Anyway, I hope that you all have gotten something out of it, one and many. And so I paraphrase and not quote exactly in speaking on this last. As you all know, I will open up with a basic intro as an introduction. And to accompany that, being the footnotes, and then I would begin the broadcast and speak upon a subject matter or topic of discussion to be debated, or regardless of whether I were to speak upon a couple or a few or four more for that matter, at least one, with many different views and opinions to be affiliated or associated with and representing thereof, a given argument, And last but not least, I will give the closing by saying, so I paraphrase in that quote, is like, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I will hope that you would think to do so now, while the blood is still running warm in your veins, by recognizing or realizing what he himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of Golgotha, suffering at the hands of some sort of Roman soldier upon orders of their superiors, religious, political, militaristic, and or otherwise, whatever that means. I'm sure there was quite a few other different factions of society way back then. After all, we have secret societies now. So obviously there was, back then. And whereas he had given his life upon the cross of Calvary to become that perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you as well as for me. Don't steal my trademark gesture. I'm gonna have to copyright it sometime. I put emphasis on, you and me. Whereas if anybody been on whatsoever races and whatever walks of life, fashion, or society, lifestyle preferences, been an old, young, like both two sexual genders, males and females represent not only the human species, but the global community within this post-911 era of our new millennium apocalyptic day and age, where the doomsday clock is now at a couple few minutes to midnight compared to how formerly prior to then was at a quarter midnight for these by biblically perfect time. Excuse pardon, forgive me for butchering the English language for the American dialect. And whereas if anybody were to profess some such faith in him, from there we become and be blessed in one regard or another, in more ways one. First and foremost, with his salvation being, which is the only means by which any of us can or could possibly become citizens of the kingdom of heaven. And second of all, with his deliverance. But first, you have got to get his salvation, otherwise you have nothing coming so far as blessings is concerned. And if you make that transition for the great beyond of the hereafter afterlife, you don't have that blood sacrifice of salvation of our Lord and Savior Christ being of the only fire insurance against the lake of fire, damn hell, then that's where your final resting place will be, to be assembled with the rest of the lost, damn human souls of unbelievers and unbelievers, to be tortured and terrorized by the devil and demons forever, compared to how we as believing God, as in Christian, aka Protestant, will be across the great divide that separates heaven from hell, in the company of like-minded believers and in the presence of God and his angels otherwise. Because God is not to be mocked. You shall sow what you reap. I hope you all have gotten something out of this here present social media broadcast, especially the part about Christ's salvation. And I will talk to you later if and when. We out. Peace.